Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fusion tutorial. In today's video, we are going to talk about making threads with coils and how to start and terminate them. So what you're seeing up top here is kind of my go-to way of kind of easing into that thread. And this is a way that I just came up with for a project that I'm working on. And this video will be kind of a tutorial on how to do it. I'll show you how to do it, but I'm also asking your opinions on, one, is it worth it? I guess it's worth it if you like this look, but if there's maybe a better way to do it. I'm always wanting to learn, and I hopefully my viewers are too. So let's go ahead and start a new design here. And let's create this cylinder. Now we'll just make a simple cylinder here. Let's go to maybe like 70. We'll keep it simple. And we'll keep this one at 70 as well. Okay, so let's create some coils here. So I'm going to go up to Create Coil, and we're going to click on the top surface, click on the center, and drag out. Now let's change a few things here. So I'm going to make this 6, and I think I want this going in the other direction. And let's make a pitch that we can remember. This will be important for later on. So let's just do -20 for the pitch. And I think everything else is good. For now, though, I'm going to click on New Body and hit OK. And the reason I chose New Body is because I absolutely hate the fact that you can't start at a different position from the surface that you start on. Now, I know you could create like an offset plane and do that, but it's super annoying that in that coil field or coil box, there's no way to actually move everything down. So what I typically do then is hit the move tool and I select the coils and then I just drag it down to where I want it, like that. Okay, and maybe there is a way to do that that's in that window and I just have never seen it before. So let's just join these up now and we'll hit OK. So now we just have one body. Now, how I typically, or let me actually start off way back. When I first started Fusion, how I would chamfer this start would be to hit the Move tool. I would hit M for Move. I would select Faces, and I would select this face here, and I would then rotate it like this. Now, you can start getting some funky business going on if you do it too much, and I would just do that. And, you know, that works. There's nothing wrong with it, but you really should not use the move tool whenever possible, especially for something like this. When you go change things later on, or if you get a complicated timeline, that move tool can really start to mess your parametric model up. So let's go ahead and delete that. A better way to do it is with the chamfer tool here. You can select two distances, and we'll select this line. And remember, we made this 6 millimeters. So if we click on this arrow, we can't hit 6. You have to go a little less than that. So we're going to do 5.99. And then with this arrow, we can drag over however far we want. So let's say like that. So that's typically how I make my coil ends to kind of ease in and out of it. Like I said, functionally it works well, and usually these coils are small enough in like a jar or a threaded lid that it doesn't really matter. But on the model I'm going to be making, I'm going to have some pretty large coils here, and I want it to look better. So, and then normally I would take this point off too by chamfering it. So let's go ahead and do this other way that I've been kind of working on, and hopefully there's an easier way to do this out there, but I'm not sure there is. So let's create another coil here. So we're just going to go to Create Coil. And remember that pitch was -20. So of course we have to do everything over because Fusion doesn't remember my last settings. And let's make the height something like maybe like -6. So it's really small here. And our pitch has to be the same, so -20. Okay, so what we want to do for this is use the angle, and we want to see this thread. So here's our new coil. We want to see this end start to sink into the cylinder. So let's go to like -50. I think that'll work. Okay, so -50, you can see now that's starting to angle in, but we want to do new body, so we're not cutting it. And you can kind of see the shape of our point here of the thread. So we can hit OK. And now all we have to do is go up to modify, align, and we're going to align this face with this face. Now you may have to change the angle and flip it a few times. So let's see if we can figure this out. There we go. And then hit OK. And now we have this really cool termination of this coil. And then we can connect these now. So let's just make everything one body with the combine tool. And what I like about this is we can now go back with the coil tool and change things. So let's say I wanted to terminate this a lot shorter. We can maybe do a height of 4. Let's just see what that'll do. And that made it shorter, but now we have this funky end that didn't quite go all the way in. So we may have to come in and do the angle a little bit more. So maybe -55, maybe even a little bit more. Let's go -60. And you can tweak this however you want. And now you can see we've got that nice point. And I believe we can still use the chamfer tool on this line. Let's do equal distance. Let's do like a 1 millimeter chamfer and hit OK. And there we go. And if we turn off the edges, we've got this really nice termination of this thread or this coil. And like I said, I like the look of this a lot better. It might not be necessary, but like, let's say you're doing like an auger thing, or I'm doing my, the reason I was kind of working on this, I was doing my beach vault that I have on Maker World, and I'm going to be doing a version 2 of it. And I really wanted a better way of terminating these auger or blades, or I guess I don't know what you would call it. But anyways, that's really all I have for you today. Kind of more of a thinking out loud than showing you really how to make a project today. And I'm curious if, one, you think it's worth doing it like this, if you think that looks better than just the very easy chamfer method, or if there's another or better way of accomplishing this. It's a little tedious, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you on the next one.